If you want to get stronger, you need to progressively overload your exercises over time, but figuring out when to increase weight, when to increase reps, or when to back off can get confusing. Grin&Gain is a fitness tracking app that I've been developing to make that process easier. The main feature for progressive overload in Grin&Gain is automatic adjustments. After you finish an exercise, you simply rate your performance as too easy, okay, or too hard. Based on your rating, the weight and reps you completed, and the rep range you set for the exercise, Grin&Gain automatically adjusts the exercise for your next workout. For example, if an exercise was too easy, the app can increase your reps. Once you reach the top of your rep range, it can increase the weight and bring the reps back down. If an exercise was too hard, the app can do the opposite by reducing your reps or weight. Your rep range is what determines how Grin&Gain progresses the exercise. If your main goal is strength, I usually recommend going with something like 4 to 6 reps or 4 to 8 reps. If your main goal is muscle growth, you could use something like 8 to 12 reps or 10 to 15 reps for your rep range. You can also use the strength estimator when deciding what weight to use. You can access it by pressing the dots in the top right corner during a workout. The strength estimator shows approximately how much weight you may be able to lift for different numbers of reps based on your previous performance. So if you've lifted a certain weight for 8 reps, you can get an estimate of what you might be able to lift for 5 reps, 3 reps, or even a single rep. Automatic adjustments help with what you should do in your next workout, but you should also know whether you're actually getting stronger over several weeks or months. That's where the graphs come in. Grin&Gain tracks several different measurements for each exercise, including average strength, estimated 1 rep max, weight, reps, and training volume. Progress isn't always going to be perfectly linear. You might have a bad workout, you might lose a rep, you might even perform worse for several workouts. That's why looking at the overall trend is more useful than judging your training based on a single session. For that, Grin&Gain has a trends feature that analyzes your performance across multiple workouts. Instead of only showing you the raw numbers, the trends tries to determine the direction where your performance is moving. It can show whether an exercise is improving or plateauing or starting to regress. This gives you another layer of information for deciding whether you need to change something. To train for progressive overload, the idea is to use Grin&Gain at 2 different levels. Automatic adjustments handle your short-term progress. Then your graphs and trends handle your long-term progression. If you want to try Grin&Gain, you can download it on the App Store or on Google Play.